Hello and welcome to another Wizard Ones YuGiOh video. In this video I'm going to be going over the deck I played most recently at my locals. I went XO with it in 3 rounds, playing against Adventure, Scareclaw, and 2 rounds of Sword Soul. The interesting part about all this is that it was Heart of the Underdog format. What is Heart of the Underdog format? Well, it's a format officially supported by Konami for OTS stores that started around July 2022. And the long and the short what it is that it's a format for you to be able to play non-meta decks. Who decides what these non-meta decks are? It's your tournament organizer at your OTS store. So they'll be the ones that say yay or nay on specific decks. I ended up playing Dragunity, so let's get into the list. For those who aren't familiar, Dragunity is a synchro deck which combines Dragon tuners and Wing Beast non-tuners, revolving around the field spell Dragon Ravine. So what I'm going to do is go through each part of the main extra side deck, and then afterwards I'm going to show you some of the basic combos you can do with this deck. So to start, we have 3 Dragunity Remus and 3 Legatus. So these are your main combo pieces in this deck. Remus, you can discard it to add Dragon Ravine from deck to hand. As well, if you control a Dragunity monster, you can summon it from graveyard. It locks you to dragons in the extra deck, and it's banished when it leaves the field. Legatus is a level 4 Wing Beast, non-tuner. You can special summon it from hand if you control Dragon Ravine or a Dragunity monster. As well, it can pop a spell trap if you have a Dragunity monster in your spell trap zone. Next, going into the rest of the Dragon tuners, we have 2 Phalanx and 3 Koos. Both these cards operate very similarly. If they're in your spell trap zone, you can special summon them. The difference with Koos is if you use it for a synchro summon, you can treat it as level 4. Next, for the non-tuners, we play 3 Senatus and 1 Dux. Senatus, you can discard a Dragunity card to equip a Dragunity from deck to it. So that's where you equip the Koos or the Phalanx, and that gets your plays going. Dux has an effect that when you normal summon it, you're able to target a level 3 or lower Dragunity tuner and equip it to it. Next, you have your big Dragunity monsters. So you have Armogram, Armor-Leviathan, Armor-Mistletoe. So just one of each. Armogram is kind of like your main deck boss monster that you can recur every turn because you can special summon it from graveyard by banishing 2 dragons or winged beasts. You can target an opponent's monster, negate its effect, and it loses 1,000 attack for each equip card in your spell trap zone. As well, if it destroys a monster by battle and sends it to graveyard, you can equip it to this card. Mistletoe, you can tribute Dragunity to special summon it, then equip any dragon from graveyard to it. Leviathan, when it's summoned, you can target a dragon, equip it to it. As well, you can summon it by tributing a monster equipped with a Dragunity monster. For the non-Dragunity cards you play in the combo, you have 2 Misfit Baby Rock and Blackwing Zephyros the Elite. These are other combo pieces. When you have Gator, you can add this to hand, discard it, and then when this card's discarded, you special summon it. Zephyros the Elite combos really well with Dragunity Koos in order to make Dragunity Knight Barca. The only other important piece you play is Dragon Buster Destruction Sword. Do you remember 2020 Buster Lock? This deck can pull off the Buster Lock. Getting into the spells, you play 3 Dragon Ravine, 1 Terraforming. So between these, that's 4 copies of Ravine. You have 3 Remus, that's 7 copies. You have 8 with a Tempest Dragon Ruler Storms because you can discard that in any win to add the Remus to hand. And because I wanted more copies of the field spell, we're playing 2 Foolish Burial Goods, Rainbow Bridge of Salvation, and Crystal Beast Cobalt Eagle. If you're not familiar with Rainbow Bridge of Salvation, it's a trap card. Its first effect doesn't really come up, but you can banish it from graveyard, add any field spell, and a Crystal Beast from deck to hand. So Cobalt Eagle is just a wind wing beast, so it synergizes the best with this deck. Ravine is nuts. You discard 1. You can either send a dragon from deck to grave or add a level 4 or lower Dragunity from deck to hand. Not once per turn. Well, it's soft once per turn. So if you have multiple copies, aka you open Terraforming, Ravine, and Goods, you can actually resolve all 3 Ravines in 1 turn. Next, we have the other Dragunity spells. We have 2 Glow and 2 Divine Lance. Glow lets you add a level 5 or higher Dragunity from deck or graveyard to hand, and then you can banish it from graveyard to summon a monster in your equip zone to the field. And then Divine Lance, you can equip it to a Dragunity. It gains 100 attack times its level, unaffected by trap cards. All that's not really relevant. But a monster equipped with Divine Lance, you can equip a Dragunity from deck to that monster. Last couple cards we play. 1 Monster Reborn, 1 Odd Eyes Revolution Dragon. These are like your playthrough nib cards or just generic extenders, because this is essentially a spell card that says revive a Synchro Dragon, which is really good in this deck. And Monster Reborn can do the same thing plus more. So, like, if you get Nibiru'd, you can bring back Gaydirk, another card, because all these old cards don't have once per turns on them, so you can really use that. And sort of as counterplays to other decks, this is a combo heavy deck. We're trying to put the giant board up turn 1, and we only have 3 flex spots, so the best way to sort of combat plays if you end up going second or anything else is just 3 copies of Dark Ruler. Can't afford to play droplets in this deck because you're discarding too many cards anyway, so this is like your best option in order to have some form of negation of your opponent's board if you're going second. Getting into the extra deck, we'll start with the Dragunity Synchros and move from there. So there's 2 level 6s, Gaydirk and Vajrayana that you play. Gaydirk is really important. It gets all your combos going because it's not on summon, it's once per turn when it's on the field, so if it goes to grave and revives, you can use it again. So like I think I talked about with Baby Rock, you add the level 4 or lower Winged Beast or Dragon, then discard 1 Winged Beast or Dragon. So if you already have Baby Rock in hand, this is where you can add like Remus, discard Baby Rock effect, and then like use Remus to get Dragon Ravine later. So a lot of utility with that if you know what you're doing with this card. Vajrayana is like the very simple Dragunity. It's just on summon, you equip a dragon from graveyard to it. So you would go like Synchro into this, equip Phalanx again, summon Phalanx, then you go in like Boral Savage or Crystal Wing. So that's it for that. For level 8, we have Barca. Barca used to be like the worst Dragunity Synchro, but now with Koos and all the other options we have, it's really good. When summoned, you can equip as many Dragunity Dragons from your graveyard to it as you want. Gains 300 attack reach, but that doesn't really matter. Basically what you're trying to do, you're trying to equip a bunch of Phalanx and Koos and summon them all out. For level 10s, we have a Rebar and Ascalon. Ascalon is the sort of going second. You can banish Dragunity, banish a card on field. And then Rebar is the monster negate, where you can banish Dragunity to negate and banish a monster effect. As well, if this card is destroyed by your opponent's card effect, you can destroy all their spell and traps. If this one's destroyed by their card effect, you summon a 3000 attack or lower Dragunity Synchro monster from your extra deck, treat it as Synchro summon. Generic Synchros you play as well. You have Crystal Wing and Savage. Crystal Wing you're usually making with the Gaydirk plus a Baby Rock. And then Savage is usually like, if you have enough gas at the end of the combo, you can end on that as well, equipping something like Triple Burst. You only play 1 XC. You play Heraldic Dragon King of Tomb. So this is really good. It summons Dragon from deck. It's made with 2 level 6s. You'll see in the combo video like how easy it is to go into this deck and the crazy stuff you can summon off it. For links, 2 Romulus, because this Dragunity deck, you're actually searching things up in Dragon Ravine most of the time. Next, we have Protector Whelp. So this is literally, you summon it, it's the most generic link you can play. It's literally just has 2 monsters. It will dump a Destruction Sword card from your deck, and then you can summon a Buster Blader from hand. If you're not playing Buster Blader, that's optional effect. Seals, because it makes the M board even better if you have the balance and you can summon something from deck. Either you sideboard in something like Amorphage Sloth or another like Floodgate Dragon, or you can use it to summon like Armagram and have follow-up for the next turn. Play the Dragon Link stuff. So you have Triple Burst and Pisty. Again, I'll show you in the combo. These do come up because you're looping Armor Leviathan like 3 or 4 times in this combo, and this definitely facilitates that. And last card is Dark Dispel, Dragon of Dark Steel. You sort of play it for the effect. Like half the time you're using these 2 to go into seals. But if you have enough level 2 tuners, you can use this, bring back level 6, and that's how you get into Savage. I'll show you the side deck, but again, tailored to specific locals, tailored to Heart of the Underdog format, so I don't think it's like revolutionary. This isn't like the goo to help you beat a Shitsu tier, because you're not going to with this deck unless like they draw horrible and you draw the perfect combo, and even then, that's debatable. So, for going first cards, we have the 1 Karkamari Drago, that's our summon off seals. Dragunity Oubliette, it's a Omni that as long as you control Dragunity Synchro, you can activate. So essentially what it is, you side in going first, and then if you have any of your combo pieces like Glow already, you just search this off Romulus. 2 more Odd Eyes Revolution Dragon. That's again playing through Nibiru because you can bring back your good synchros and be able to still combo off. For going second cards, we have 2 Dragunity Whirlwind. This card's pretty cool. But it is such a side deck card, you will never play this going first because it lets you, if only your opponent controls monsters, to summon a Dragunity tuner or non-tuner from your deck. If they control a monster summon from the extra deck, you can immediately synchro with those. Time is a thing. You play Spooky Dogwood. It's the only other like hand trap that's high impact enough at this point for this deck. And then we got Board Breaker, Triple Raigeki, and then Spell Trap Removal, Cosmics, and Feather Duster. So that's it for the deck. Next, we'll get into the combo lines. All right, so the first combo line I'm gonna show you, all you need to do is open Remus and 4 bricks. So that's what the dark rulers and the cobalt equal are for. So you're going to start Remus effect, adding your Dragon Ravine, activate Ravine, Ravine effect, pitch a card to add, and you're going to add the Legatus. Legatus special, Remus special, going to synchro into the Gator effect. Add Baby Rock discard, Baby Rock effect. Then you're going to link into Romulus effect. Add Glow, activate Glow, add Mistletoe. Special by attributing, Mistletoe effect to equip the Gator, and then you're going to use Glow, banish it, summon the Gator. You're then going to use Gator effect, adding Zeph the Elite, discard, Zephyros the Elite effect, bounce that to summon it, take 400, overlay into Heraldic Seal, activate Ravine effect, discard for cost, sending Dragunity Coos. You're going to then use a Tomb effect, summoning the Armor Leviathan effect on summon. You're going to equip the Coos. You're then going to Coos, special summon. You're going to synchro, treating it as a 4 into Dragunity Knight Barca. You're going to use Barca effect, equipping the Coos, and equipping the... You should discard the Mistletoe, but you're equipping the Mistletoe. Coos effect is special. You're then going to link 2 into Protector Whelp effect, and you send the Dragon Buster Destruction Sword. You then link 1, Guard Dragon Pisty. You go Armor Leviathan, tribute the Barca to summon Leviathan effect, equip the Coos. You can go Coos effect to special. You can then link for Triple Burst. You can go Pisty effect, target the Leviathan effect to equip Destruction Sword. You can link into Darkness Metal effect, special the Mistletoe, but it goes to bottom deck and you can't link. Synchro for 10 and do Dragunity Knight a rebar. This is a monster negate and next to deck lock. So that's just the basic version of the combo. If you have other cards in hand, you can definitely expand on it. But the more explosive version of the combo, this is where you're essentially going to burn through your whole hand. You open Remus, and then you have a way to get 2 monsters on board without the help of Remus Legatus. In this case, it's going to be Phalanx and Senatus, but just as easily, it could be Divine Lance and like a Phalanx, or Divine Lance and a Dux. Like, it doesn't really matter. So what you're going to do is, same as before, Remus effect. Sorry, skipping steps. Add Ravine, discard add, special, synchro, Gator effect. Miss Valley, special. Where it's different is you synchro here, Crystal Wing. And that's Crystal Wing in 5. So you just played through Nim. Now what you can do is you can go normal, effect Senatus, discard, equip the Coos, effect Coos. Then you link, Romulus effect, adding your Glow. Activate Glow, adding Mistletoe, equip, banish Glow, special, effect, add discard, Zephyros Elite. Zeph effect, so bounce, take 400, Ravine, effect, discard. Let's just put another Phalanx in there. Then we can overlay, a Tomb effect, Leviathan effect, equip the Coos effect special. We can then synchro the 8 Barca effect. So we load upgrade here pretty good, so we're equipping 4. So we link 2, Protector Whelp, Protector, send the Dragon Buster. Then we can go Barca effect, summon back the Coos, Pisty, summon back a Phalanx, Triple Burst. We can go Pisty effect, target the Leviathan effect to equip, put a Phalanx, go Phalanx effect to special, Synchro 10, a rebar. We can go into Darkness Metal, Phalanx, Darkness Metal, bring back the Mistletoe. Or sorry, not the Mistletoe. At this point, Gator, because you still have the missed it quick. So, Arcus Metal, all Synchro, Savage effect to equip the triple burst, 3 Boral counters. We then Leviathan effect, Tribute, Leviathan effect to equip. So, in that combo, no cards in hand. That's why this deck won't do well outside Heart of the Underdog, because like your follow-up is little to none. So you have extra deck lock, 2 monster negates. This one's a negate and banish too, which is really helpful. And then you have your Omni negate. So 3 points of interaction plus an extra deck lock. That's pretty hard to play through, especially pre-side deck. So that's all I have for the video today. If you liked any of this, be sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.